All right, we are live, people.
Here we come. We're coming for you. Better watch out, brother. We're coming. We got our guns and we got our trucks and we got our flags. Dear living, coming right at you. Episode 33. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about religion.
Here we go. Finally. We've been thinking about this for a while. But finally, we decided to do it. Just because... I don't know. Why did we hesitate? Because of a controversy?
It's pretty controversial, and we have a lot of listeners that are religious. And again, so this isn't an attack or criticism necessarily on those viewers that are religious or maintain certain beliefs. This is our personal experience, and then also our critical assessment of religious practices. So we just didn't want to, mess up. And not to say we're not going to mess up, because there's still a lot more preparation. This is going to be an ongoing, continual, multi-part topic, as we've mentioned in the past with things like friends or love and romance.
Right.
So this is just part one in
that's
numerous
a good point.
studies and series, with religion being the primary topic.
And, I think inevitably there will be some criticism as well as benefits, advantages of religion. But at least it won't be done in a resentful way, right? I mean, the criticism will be productive. That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I have any resentment, but I definitely have strong negative feelings and opinions and ideas surrounding a lot of religious choices. And maybe some backstory to kind of help people.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, I believe in episode 7 or 8 when we were talking about the theory of us. We both have backgrounds strongly tied to religious belief, mine being tied to Christianity in various forms, baptism or non-denominational, Baptist, non-denominational, and other various disciplines and sects, I guess you would call them, in the religion. And I was a devout follower and believer for 20-something years. And I mean, people that know me can speak to it, I guess, is probably the easiest way. More than happy to share a lot of my very personal experiences there. But I was somebody that went, and again, people that know me probably know, I'm somebody that goes probably all in when I do something. And I was all into Christianity from the time I was able to even maintain or hold belief. So I'm no stranger to the matter. You want to talk a little bit about your background?
Yeah, mine is very similar as well. That my family was Christian, so I automatically, I didn't have any choice. And that's pretty much the case to most people, right? They're born to a Christian family, and they become automatically, at least up to a certain point, stay as Christian. And I was like that too. And I have that personality too, that I can become entirely passionate. I don't really look anything else when I'm really focused on a thing, fixated on a thing. So Christianity was something like that to me. Even though I was really into Jackie Chan during the same time.
Hey, me too. And Bruce
Lee. I would often
show
up at a church to a service dressed up like Jackie Chan. I've done that many, many times.
That's racist, bro.
Because I love them so much. I guess that's interesting, right? To me, even though I was very religious, I had this, secular interest.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not a lot, but to me, what about you? Like, did you like anything else?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely some things that were conflicting with my faith and belief, primarily the way my mom viewed those interests. So I liked Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing cards, which had elements of magic, and then Pokemon. It was huge. Everybody loved Pokemon, but it talked about evolution. So there was a lot of those things were banned in my household or heavily regulated at different times. I mean, eventually there was some give as I got older, just because you can't control every aspect. But even so much what I would listen to music-wise or watch movies. There's heavy prejudice against it unless it was Christian. But over time, growing up and maturing, my mom allowed more things for us to become more open and accepting of those things.
Yeah.
So I think that was beneficial. But I was also the type of person where I didn't need somebody to tell me this is the wrong thing to do or the right thing to do.
Right.
I had some intuition in that regard, at least how to behave or how I wanted to behave. And it was more of an internal source rather than an external somebody tell me you have to behave this way.
Right.
I've read the Bible through and through. I was very devout, very, prayers, soul winning, going door to door, knocking, witnessing to people, preaching, praying to people on the streets. I packed up and put everything in my car and drove to the International House of Prayer, which seems like a cult now. But I was going to go there for a theology school to be a minister. I felt the call, and I was very passionate and very devout. So I went out there and I drove, and I realized, and it felt wrong. At that time, it didn't dissolve my belief in Christ or God, but I knew even under that paradigm, that faith, that this is the wrong call. I'm doing this, which was for a girl, because that's to me the most important thing has been romantic love, the most reoccurring element. But it led to an eventual complete departure from the faith as I learned more. And I think we talked about this again on episode 7, but I think a lot of our joys with religion was primarily coming from a place that we were the type that want answers. We want to understand why and how things work. And there's a lot of philosophical, inquiries that religious text makes. Granted, they arrive to a very different conclusion than other philosophers, and I would say the impact is much more serious, as we've seen with murders, slavery, and a whole bunch of other things. And not to say that these things wouldn't exist if it wasn't for religion. I believe another belief system would dominate and, spread like wildfire that has the same kind of effects. But because that's not the situation, not the time we live in the Western world, we're going to primarily talk about and discuss, I believe, Christianity.
Largely, yes, just because it's been most dominant force for our societies. The Western world especially, the modern Western world. And therefore, a lot of values of our societies have been associated with the ideas of Christianity. Therefore, it is inevitable to talk more about Christianity than other religions. Of course, we'll attempt to touch on other religions as well when relevant, but don't get mad.
Try to stay cool and calm and collected.
Very sincere Christians, and same as you. I was going to be a priest, go to a university to study theology.
Wow.
And then, to me, there were a lot of conflicts between what I had discovered to be moral, good, and eventually my values, I guess, exceeded my faith, and I had to walk away. And that really happened because of, like you said, our tendency to make inquiries about things that are unknown to me and things that are interesting to look into. And then I was considering actually study philosophy first. I was still religious, but I wanted to study philosophy first and move over to theology. But during the process, I became non-religious. So that's my story in short.
So it's very similar backgrounds. We could talk all day about the ins and outs and our personal anecdotal experiences in religion. And there's a lot of great people. I still have, religious friends, family that are very loving and kind. So this is not, again, a criticism of people that maintain and hold specific beliefs. This is a criticism and an evaluation, if you could say that,
of
beliefs. Because the second somebody tries to identify with something and then enacts it through their living and their lifestyle, it's going to be different than the word, right? I mean, this is the case of anything.
Yeah.
You try to act, it's going to be different than what you're trying to act. Like, this is the part of things getting lost in translation.
Yeah.
So we're not speaking necessarily about anybody in particular today. Many people that hold Christian beliefs and Christ as their Savior have provided great deals of leaps forward to humanity, love in their personal life, and a whole bunch of great things. So if you're one of those people, please don't take it too harshly. Just try to hear maybe the words and the criticisms, and we'll listen to your feedback.
Yeah.
Not that we necessarily want to get into a, for lack of a better word, argument about where we're coming from, but we would love to clarify anything.
Yeah.
We're always trying to refine what we think, right?
Yeah, this medium is naturally unilateral. So if you have any questions about our discussion or comments, just let us know on YouTube or any other platforms. But and I like to say that, I mean, this should be this just free discussion, right? I mean, I don't have a lot of pressure, honestly. Initially, I did because, well, this is very controversial subject, so we should be careful. But at the same time, this is not a discussion for making them look bad, right?
Yeah.
And that's not what I'm trying to do. We're just trying to have this productive discussion about religion and its role and the problems associated with it today. More than anything, I think we're motivated initially because of things are happening today. I mean, more than anything, of course, religion has been one of the most interesting subjects that we've been talking about, but at the same time, because of I forgot what I was saying right before that.
The impact of religion, where you're going to bring up things that's going on laws right now?
Yes, we've been talking about religion a lot, but then we didn't have enough motivation to actually bring into our podcast, even though
we talk about a lot off screen.
Yeah, off screen. But lately, what's been happening, gun shooting and racism and sexism and all that kind of motivated us to talk about it on our
at least
platform.
Broach it. Broach the subject. It's hard because this is such a personal nature for so many people that maintain any type of belief, that it's your ego is going to immediately be flared up by some of the things we're going to say.
Yeah.
You're going to feel challenged, and it's going to feel bad, probably.
Yeah.
But again, just take it in stride, because this is how we learn when our egos are challenged. For us as well. Challenge our egos too, So I guess with that, you had done some research.
Yeah.
Stuff you already know, but you put more pen to paper, I guess, with it. So you want to open up?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to look into all the religions first, because obviously it's hard to prove or find even evidence of the very first religion. It's hard, but we can look into ancient civilizations and look at how those religions have progressed and affected the religion today. That's why it's kind of important to look at it. But anyway, many religions are originally begun as some sort of fertility cult, right? And we're gonna touch on those things briefly later. But if you look at Babylon, Ishtar, the earth goddess, was supreme among other female divinities. And well, this is kind of interesting. The reason I'm bringing it up is that the Great Mother was worshipped under various names, right? Because when Greek colonists in Asia Minor, the west coast of Turkey, they found temples to her, right? And they named her Artemis. So this is the origin of Artemis.
Wow.
The Greek
I didn't realize
goddess
that's
of
the
hunting.
original. Okay.
Yeah. And then they took over the existing cult, basically.
Yeah.
And then what happened was that was the origin of Diana of the Ephesians. Christianity transfigured her into the Virgin Mary.
Wow, very interesting. It's funny. A lot of these. Yeah. So when you speak about the fertility cults and things of that nature, I think the reason we have that understanding is because a lot of the archaeology we've discovered and found, right? Yeah. That's a big part. So there's like archaeological evidence more than just guesswork in regards to fertility cults.
You love the word today. What is going on? Cult.
Yeah, I love cults. I fucking love them, man.
Get out there, spread the good words. But also, it's really interesting to look at around the same time, Egypt and Babylonia. They have very different aspects of a religion because Egyptians were overly preoccupied with death. That's why. So they believe that the souls of the dead are judged by Osiris, their god, based on the manner of their life on earth. Right. That's why they did, created this grand tombs because they believe that they may come back.
Yeah.
Right. So even though Egyptians were really occupied with death, Babylonia was not like that. They had more like a warlike development. So the independent cities fought each other, and in the end, Babylon became supreme. Therefore, their gods became supreme over others, and the main god, the primary god Marduk, who got a position like that later held by Zeus in the Greek pantheon.
Wow.
Right, so you can see that even they're really close and similar civilizations, they have very different, features of religion.
Yeah, I think one important thing to mention here is with the adaptation of all these other gods from cultures. A big part of the reason, from my understanding and my reading, and it's been a while since I've read early civilization and religious studies, but a lot of it was in order to get people to convert or to be okay with regime overturn, is that they had to basically repackage gods or identify and pick them up.
Yes.
Because otherwise, people are not, when you believe something, you're willing to die for it. Like real belief of almost any nature, people are willing to die for. So a lot of this was like adaptation as well.
Yes. So like as the most dominant aspect of development of religion is that it was bound up with the government, right? And then a god or goddesses became associated with the state for political motives. So a king became divine with despotic powers and owned all the land. As a result, the gods also became associated with morality. So morality and law became closer and closer during this development. And then the lawgivers, they were divine because they were king and lawgivers were basically receiving this code of conduct, morality. Therefore, a breach of this law becomes impurity. Yeah. So you can see this kind of why religion was, or at least we can say that the purpose of a religion at the time and how they utilized religion. At least we can say that whether or not the gods were real, at least we can say that the states really utilized the concept of religion for their political motives.
Exactly, and it's really difficult to segregate out and decide which of these people, these political figures, actually were true believers or are using it merely as a tool for control.
Yeah.
Because that varies from time period, and you could make the claim you can never really know if somebody's actually truly in good faith maintaining these beliefs or these ideas, and then circulating them to the people or enforcing them via law or otherwise, or even social conduct, social standard.
Yeah. And also since we're going to talk about Christianity as well, obviously this could be controversial depending on who is listening to this. But this is based on